All right, FightHype.com here with the former welterweight champion, our man Chris Algieri. Also from his show with Dan Canobio. Check it out, guys, on YouTube. But Chris, man, we're a little over 24 hours away. We all know you fought Errol Spence. Based on your experience with Spence, what's the best advice you could give Crawford tomorrow night?
Really, he's got to be smart and fight from the outside. Spence, he sets a torrid pace, and he's got such a good engine. Lets those hands go. He hits whatever he can touch. So Crawford needs to really be on his defense, his movement, his counters, staying long, staying on the outside. Because if you stop and stand still, you don't want to catch and shoot with Errol, because he hits too hard. He hits you in your elbows. He doesn't mind where he doesn't need to just land on scoring blows. He'll land on your arms, your shoulders. So not letting him beat on him like that, I think, is going to be really important for Crawford.
Well, Errol said yesterday he's too emotional. Do you think maybe what he's getting at is this guy is going to stand and trade more than he needs to?
Yeah, I think that's a good assessment from Errol. I think both of them tend to fight with their egos at times. Errol chose to ego fight Sean Porter because he told him that I have more dog in me than you, so I'm gonna. Errol basically would show him that he didn't, and he did. People were saying that Errol couldn't box, so when he fought Mikey Garcia, he went out and boxed. So I think a lot of the ego plays a part with Errol as well. But yeah, Crawford, you can see in fights, you can read his emotions because he's not really hiding them. That could be a downfall for him as well. So, I mean, both men, that's what kind of fight this is. It's such a great, evenly matched fight. Both guys possess the ability to beat the other man, and I think that's why everyone's so intrigued.
One thing that has some people picking Crawford is his counter punching in between the other guy's shots. How easy or tough is that to do with Errol Spence?
The thing about Errol is he's got such a good chin. He's so durable. So I've been saying, I've been going back and forth who's going to win the fight, just like everyone else, I think. But yeah, Crawford. If Crawford can't hurt Errol, he can't win, because if you're not able to keep him off of you, keep him at bay, he's just gonna let those hands go. He's one of the busiest world champions in the world in terms of punch output and volume. And for a guy who's that big and cuts that much weight to still have such an engine, it's amazing. So yeah, Crawford. I think if Crawford can hurt him, he's a great finisher too. Crawford is. So if he can hurt him, I think that's going to be really important for him to get some respect from Errol, because I always call him the Terminator, because once he realizes you can't hurt him, he just walks through everything, walks you down, tries to beat you up.
You've gone back and forth. Where are you now? About 20. It might change after the weigh-in, I know.
No, I'm actually waiting for the weigh-in to be like, all right, this is the guy I'm going with. But yeah, I'm as 50-50 as I've ever been right now. Mm-hmm. I've been going back and forth. I was very bullish on Errol for years with this matchup, but now the way Crawford's grown into a welterweight, I was big on Crawford last week. This week, I'm really trying to figure out. I want to see them at the ceremonial weigh-in and see their auras. I think that's gonna help me make my decision.
Interesting, because sometimes people go, it's a weigh-in. Like, what are you guys looking for as fans? But you're a former champion saying, no, there's something to look for there. Yeah. What are we looking for then? I
just want to see them. The next time we're going to see them that close is when they're punching each other in the face. So I want to see them for the last time, as close as we're going to get to fight night. And I want to, and a lot of it is a feeling. It's a lot of it, like I said aura. It's a fighter, especially at this level, they have an aura about them, and I want to see how those two auras touch. This one last time, as close as we are to the fight.
You use our third eye to see.
Yeah, getting all. What do they call that?
New age.
Yeah, whatever.
Try to get a little deep there. But do you feel like the winner of this fight is the best fighter in the world, or is it Inoue?
Right now, I have Inoue as the best fighter in the world, but I've been saying that we really can't decide until after this fight, because, listen, we got two guys who are fighting that are in most people's top 5 pound for pound, fighting each other. So a win against either man, is huge and holds more weight than even Inoue's win over Fulton. Fulton is a very good fighter, but he's not really on anyone's top 10 pound for pound lists. He definitely wouldn't be in the top 5. And now with Errol and Terence and Bud, you got two guys who are both in probably the top 5 of most people's pound for pound, so they are mine, and they're fighting each other. So this is big implications for pound for pound.
Chris, I hope you don't hate me if I get you for 30 seconds after the weigh-in then, because I want to see what you think of their aura, what the final pick is. I'm curious. So,
sounds good.
Chris, thanks, brother. We'll be continuing to follow you everywhere you go. Pro Box TV, doing your thing with Dan.
Yep.
Thanks, brother. Good catching up.
Anytime. Yep.
Thanks, man.